That's what I think will happen is people have to be creative and figure out like what 3 things exist right now that I want to remix into an entirely new thing. How do I take a car and a recording company and Amazon Alexa and make an entirely new thing? How do I take blockchain and credit unions and Uber and make it like, you can take 3 things that didn't exist 5 years ago, like Amazon Alexa, or 10 years ago, like the iPhone, combine it with 2 new things that were created yesterday and make a new business for yourself. But it takes that creativity and to be able to know what exists and how you can actually use those. So like there's some education there. But there's an example where Jerry the lawnmower has a great business right now. He's mowing lawns. 2 years from now, John Deere is going to create an AI automatic lawnmower. Everybody kind of gets it because it's free. So Larry the lawnmower doesn't have a job anymore. Unless he goes out for a year and just kind of reads up a little bit on Victorian era landscape. And then he goes to a bunch of Victorian era homes in nice upscale neighborhoods and says, hey, I'll do your guys' Victorian era hedges because I know way more about it than anybody else. He works for that for a while, and then eventually another company creates a Victorian era AI flower maker. So Jerry learns how to do Renaissance era, find something else. Eventually a company's going to replace him then, but at that point Jerry's ready to retire. The point is, all you have to do is figure out how to take a system that already exists and make it a little bit better.
We're totally good.
Alright, cool.
Timer.
Smart man.
Might not need it, but it's good to have it.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Completely up to you. Just chuck stuff at me. I'll talk.
Alright, I'm gonna Google things.
Let's get started with, I have 0 background in you. So, leading up to this point, 1 year a student at Ohio State, and you're
Right.
studying poli-sci
Poli-sci, correct, with a minor in history.
with a minor in history.
Yeah.
Poli-sci plus history are 2 things that I feel like kind of align very easily together, course load
Absolutely.
wise. So, what are you doing with both of those together?
So for me, what I really enjoy is like taking a historical event and looking at how it transpired. Like we ended up with these long-term effects. What happened, either politically, militarily, economically? What happened to like get to that point? And that's why I really enjoy studying that stuff, because it's just reading case studies after case studies of like, you know, how did Great Britain win the Falklands War? Like that's in the news recently. Like the anniversary of that, I believe, is coming up, and just the events that transpired to lead up to that is absolutely incredible to me.
Do you use that to then predict forward, or is it the history that just really?
I mean, I think you try and learn lessons from analyzing things like that, but no 2 events are alike. You know what I mean? There's always different variables that you can't account for whenever a situation comes up. But you always try and learn, you always try and make yourself better, and there are a lot of classes that I've taken while I've been here that have really opened my eyes to that. Just asking questions about, you know, has this transpired in the past? What are the chances that we can use this going forward to deepen our knowledge and make sure that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past?
Not repeating mistakes is definitely good. I feel like now that we live in a data-driven society, the fact that we can get more data means that we can make less mistakes because we can more accurately track and then get feedback and reflect on.
Well, I would say it's just, for most people, they don't use the internet the way it was designed to be used. You know what I mean? Transfer of information. Of course, I mean, that is what social media is, transfer of information, but everyone has access to the largest library of knowledge on earth, almost instantaneously, wherever they are. And the way that's just going to change your society, just generations and generations of people growing up with this resource.
It goes to show people don't need to be in physical colleges to learn information.
Oh,
Like there's
absolutely.
other benefits out of college, but you certainly can find the information elsewhere.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, colleges, I think, are really getting to the point if you're not going for a master's program, if you're not going for more than 4 years, there's a lot of stuff you can just teach yourself just sitting at home, just watching videos, just reading online. Just teach yourself.
That's a really weird, cool distinction you brought up that I think I noticed yesterday when we were talking with Helen. When she was explaining what she needed to do to get where she wanted to be in neuroscience, and then thinking about really a lot of the stuff that I'm doing right now with Voice First Tech, the company that I run, in developing apps. I could do that without the degree, because I only need the bachelor's. But I agree that like those really hands-on master's degree kind of level courses still require the foundation that like traditional education provides.
Right. This is just kind of undergraduate programs are just an extension of high school, it feels like at some point. It's like you're still learning, but no one's really taking you seriously enough to commit to larger and larger projects.
Right.
And it's on your own responsibility to go out and do that.
Yeah, it's on your own responsibility, and college provides you a lot of opportunities, and it's really in your responsibility to decide, are you going to use that power that you have to stay in your room and play Fortnite for 12 hours a day and skip classes, or are you going to use that power to go to clubs, to find internships, to meet up and collaborate with groups of people on podcasts, and like how you spend your time determines your return on investment in college. Because right now you're paying a lot if you're just here to take classes and then not show up for them. Or you can capitalize on that and like go out and continue to just focus on making every single day. It's different for everybody, it's hard to just give a blanket statement there. But you can just make a lot out of college, or you could really make a bad investment.
Right. No, and you could say that for. I feel like a lot of people, they get out of college and they're like, all right, well, this is what I got to do for the rest of my life now. Like, this is my job. This is what I just better get used to it. Like being miserable. And I've seen so many people who are like it. Just do something else. Like, this isn't the end. Like, it may feel like that to a lot of people just because they're going from such a crazy environment that's college to the real world. But like, it can still just be just as much fun. You just gotta like not let yourself fall into that trap of just doing something you hate every day. That's hard for some people.